In 2019, I started noticing that my feet were getting numb. I didn't know what that was about, so I said to myself, Jim, you don't know what that's about, so why don't you go to the doctor and figure it out? It could be a sign of something bigger. So I said, yeah, Jim, you're right. So I did. I made a doctor's appointment. I kept the appointment. I went to the doctor. The doctor said to me, sounds like nerve problem, probably from diabetes. Jim, are you diabetic? I said, I don't think so. I don't have any reason to believe I would be diabetic. But the doctor said, yeah, you probably are. So he ordered some blood tests, came back, and he said to me, by golly, Jim, I was right. You have type 2 diabetes. And I said, what? How, what? I don't eat that. I don't have a lifestyle that would contribute to diabetes. You know, you think of diabetics, you think, I hate to say it, but overweight people who indulge in sugar and fast food. This is what comes to my mind anyway. Maybe I eat more sugar. I used to eat more sugar than I should have. Well, you know, maybe that contributed. But you know, I gave up fast food way back in 2003. I gave up sodas, you know, those super sugary, syrupy drinks. I gave those up many, many years ago. So it was weird to think that I had diabetes, but there's the blood test that proved it. And of course, the foot problem. People, I mentioned this, and people always want to say, well, what does it feel like? Is it like having your foot asleep, that tingly feeling? And the answer is no, it's nothing like that whatsoever. It is really hard to explain. Unless you experience it, it's hard, you can't, there's no way to explain what the numbness feels like. The best I can say about it is, it feels like I am eternally wearing very thick socks, and those thick socks fit tight. That's what it feels like to me. I heard somebody else once describe it as having their feet dipped in wax. That's what it, and I think, yeah, it feels like that too. So, what am I saying here? Diabetes can make your feet numb. So if you feel numb and tingly on your feet, go to the doctor. Diabetes, you know, it's really hard to control, but I shouldn't say control. You can control it. I control it very well. I am proud of how much I have controlled my diabetes. So listen here, Osama. I want you to understand this. I cut sugar out as much as I can. You know, I use sugar-free when I can. I eat sugar-free chocolate. There's that brand that does that, makes sugar-free chocolate. And I got my type 2 diabetes down through, you know, medications, the doctor prescribed medicines, my diet. I cut sugar, I cut carbs, I cut things out that are high on the glycemic index that contribute to blood sugar boost, spikes. And I got it down to pre-diabetes. Like here's the line, this is the line right here. There's a burnt toast. This is no diabetes at all. This is pre-diabetes. I am right here. I am right on the line, and I am proud of that. And in case you're wondering, saying, Jim, well, bread has carbs. Doesn't that bother you? Well, I use, what I eat is, you can see I use this one of the brands, Ezekiel. You can't really see it, but it says right here, flourless, low glycemic index. So that's what I look for, low glycemic. That's what you should look for too if you are diabetic and still want to eat good stuff. It's possible. You don't have to suffer just because you're diabetic. But you don't have to be a diabetic either. You can get that down. Medicine, diet, paleo diet. Look into paleo. That's good for diabetes, I have discovered.
You're my sugar, you're my sugar, you're my sugar, but you're never sweet to me. You're my sugar, you're my sugar, you're my sugar, but you're